Have you ever wondered why, despite having everything we think we need, there's still a sense of dissatisfaction? In early Buddhism, two profound concepts, emptiness and compassion, offer a radical perspective that challenges the way we see ourselves and the world around us. These teachings show us how to let go of the illusion of self and embrace a deeper connection with others. Let's start with emptiness, or as it's called in Buddhism, sunyata. Now, emptiness doesn't mean nothingness. It's not about an empty void or a meaningless existence. Instead, it's about recognizing that everything, including ourselves, exists in a state of constant change and interdependence. Think about it. Who you were 5 years ago is not the same person you are today. Your thoughts, emotions, and even your physical body have changed. So, who is the real you? Buddhism teaches that the idea of a fixed, independent self is an illusion. We often identify with our roles, our job, our achievements, even our failures, but these things don't define us because they are constantly changing. The more we cling to this idea of a permanent self, the more we struggle with feelings of stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. Emptiness, then, invites us to loosen our grip. It invites us to see that we are not separate from the world. We are deeply connected to everything and everyone. When we understand this, something interesting happens. We stop seeing ourselves as isolated individuals and we start recognizing the fluid, interconnected nature of life. This realization helps us address challenges with more flexibility and less resistance. Imagine how freeing it would be to approach life without the constant pressure to protect or prove yourself. Now, this brings us to the concept of compassion. When we begin to see ourselves as part of a larger whole, compassion naturally arises. If everything is interconnected, then the suffering of others is not separate from our own. Early Buddhism teaches that compassion isn't just about feeling sorry for someone. It's about understanding their struggles as part of the shared human experience. Think about it this way. When you see someone going through a difficult time, it's easy to judge or distance yourself. But when you embrace emptiness, you realize that their struggles are not so different from your own. We all have fears, insecurities, and challenges. This shift in perspective allows us to move beyond our ego. The ego is always trying to protect itself, seeking praise, avoiding criticism, clinging to a sense of identity. But when we let go of the ego, we become more open to truly listening and connecting with others. Compassion becomes a natural response when we're no longer caught up in our own self-importance. In Buddhism, compassion is often described as the desire to relieve suffering, but it's not just about grand gestures. It's in the everyday moments, offering a kind word, listening without judgment, or simply being present for someone without trying to fix them. These small acts, rooted in the understanding of emptiness, have the power to create a ripple effect, touching the lives of those around us. You might be wondering, how do I begin applying these concepts to my daily life? The first step is awareness. Begin by observing your thoughts. Notice how often you define yourself by your job, your status, or your past experiences. Ask yourself, what happens when I let go of these labels? Do I feel lighter? Do I feel freer? The more you practice this awareness, the more you start to see life with fresh eyes. Another powerful practice is mindful presence. When you interact with others, try to truly listen without the filter of your own assumptions or judgments. See them as they are in this moment, not as who you think they should be. This simple shift can create deeper and more meaningful connections. Finally, remind yourself daily of the impermanence of all things. When you feel stuck, remember that nothing stays the same. Your thoughts, your emotions, and even your challenges are all temporary. This understanding helps us cultivate both patience and resilience. As you explore emptiness and compassion, you'll find that life starts to feel less like a struggle and more like a flow. Challenges still come, but they don't have the same weight they once did. You'll find yourself responding to life with more ease and less fear. Early Buddhist teachings remind us that the path to true fulfillment isn't found in accumulating more, but in letting go of what no longer serves us. When we embrace emptiness, we create space for what truly matters: genuine connection, kindness, and inner peace. The journey of understanding emptiness and compassion is not about reaching a final destination. It's a continued process of uncovering, learning, and growing. It's about recognizing that who we are today is enough, and that by letting go of the illusion of self, we can step into a life that feels more authentic and connected. Take a moment today to reflect. What are the things you've been holding on to too tightly? And what would it feel like to let go, even just a little? This simple reflection can be the beginning of a deeper, more compassionate way of living.